you're new, welcome to my channel. Today I'm totally rocking the mom bun and Patrick's oversized sweater because Grayson is teething and frankly I'm losing my shit. This is just what you get, okay? Today's video is actually inspired by one of my teen mommy friends. I don't know why we say inspired. It's just code for stolen. I stole this idea from her, guys. But it is by one of my teen mommy friends, Alex, and she also has a blog, so definitely give her a follow. I'm gonna link everything below, put it right up here on the screen, but follow her and tell her I said, hey, I'll link her Instagram as well. So basically, it is Never Would I Ever Mom Edition. So it is things that I told myself before I was a mom that I would never do and then ended up doing it. So let's just get right to the video. So the first thing that I surprisingly told myself I would never ever do was breastfeed. So yes, guys, way back when I thought it was absolutely disgusting. I wasn't necessarily disgusted by people that did it. It just wasn't my personal cup of tea. So obviously when I got pregnant, I did loads of research and saw all the benefits towards it. So I then obviously changed my mind and decided to go through with breastfeeding, which I do want to put a disclaimer. I'm totally not shaming any moms that formula feed or anything like that. It was just something that I personally wanted to do with my child. I was super against breastfeeding. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I remember telling my friends, like, hell to the no, is anybody gonna suck on my titty for milk? That's not me. I think when you get pregnant, you just automatically just mature up just a little bit, which leads me to the next thing that I told myself I would never do. When I was pregnant and decided to go through with breastfeeding, I then told myself I would never formula feed. Guys, I was an extremist, okay? I fortunately was lucky enough to breastfeed my baby all the way up until 11 months, so I almost made it to the year mark, and I still do it every now and then for comfort feeding. But when I was pregnant, I did tell myself I was not going to supplement with formula. I was not using it any way, shape, no how, not me. But yes, guys, I ended up obviously using formula. When I actually had Grayson and realized how painful pumping was, now that was not my cup of tea, guys. Like, I could not pump for the life of me. I've tried different machines and yada yada yada. That's a whole different other story, but I just couldn't pump. So what we ended up doing was supplementing with formula if anybody else like watched him. So whenever I went to work, he was on formula. And again, I just want to put out there that a fed baby is a happy baby. So I am pro breastfeeding, pro formula, whatever you have to do, just feed your child and it's all good in the hood, guys. The next thing, again, food related, that I told myself that I would never do was feed my baby jarred food. I was super duper against this. I wanted to puree all of my baby's food, which I did most of the time, but again, whenever I sent him over to my mom's or anybody else that like watched him, I didn't have time to puree the food. It was a really big hassle because then I would have to defrost it and then send it over. It was way too much. So I just ended up sending jar food, which again, fed babies are happy babies, so it was whatever, but I ended up doing jar food whenever I sent him over. If he was here at the house though, I would puree it, which I do want to let you guys know, pureeing is so much fun. I always wanted to be that mom to be like, okay honey, I'll make you that peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but obviously I couldn't because I had an 8-month-old, so I just went in, was like, okay honey, I'll blend you a carrot. So that was my life, guys. That brings me to the next thing of never giving my baby sweets. Before having a baby, I literally said that he was not gonna have sweets until he was like 4 years old, guys. I was gonna make my kid work for it. Like, I was super against it, and I still am now. I don't give him sweets just like out of nowhere. It's mainly like if I'm eating sweets and we just kind of want to see his reaction on it, I'll do it maybe once or twice, but again, I am still not super pro giving babies sweets just because it's not necessary for them. But yes, that was something that I told myself I would never do. The next thing I told myself was that I was never going to let him watch any sort of TV, cartoon, bullshit, Peppa the Pig, no thank you. I was not about that. But yes, guys, I do let him watch cartoons now, mainly because your girl just gotta take a shit sometimes without him on your hip. I have to find some sort of way to distract him. He is a huge mama's boy. Literally, guys, cling to my hip. So I do let him watch cartoons, maybe for about like 5 or 10 minutes, so mommy can have some alone time. Call me selfish, whatever, but guys, you try it. Once you have a child, you'll know, girl, you'll know. The next thing I feel is gonna be super controversial, so hear me out on it, guys, okay? But the next thing I told myself I would never do was put my child on a leash. And let me explain, I don't mean a baby like how he is now. I am talking about like a toddler, like an energy-filled toddler. So I was super against this. Before I was a mom, I used to watch other moms and be like, obviously, if you were a good parent, you could control your kid and you didn't need the leash. But guys, I learned that kids just have this bundle of energy that you really just can't control. Like, it just comes with the package of being a parent. So yes, I would consider putting my child on a leash. Maybe if we were like in an airport or like a scary situation where my child's gonna get stolen if he just runs around. So yes, I would consider putting him on a leash, but like those cute backpack leashes and years down the road. Like, I'm talking about way in the future. But I don't know, my mind might change whenever we are there. So just don't give me too much hate, okay guys? The next thing I was super against was putting my baby on disposable diapers. I was going to do cloth diapers all the way, right? I was so serious about it, guys. I bought the cloth diapers and I was like going full throttle whenever he was a newborn. And then I realized that babies poop. Like, oh, they poop so much, guys. I'm already running the load 24/7 for his clothes. I can't have another load for his diapers. So more props to you guys for doing the cloth diapers. I salute you. I wish I was you, but I just didn't have the energy to do it, guys. I really didn't. I didn't even have the energy bill to do it, so I just couldn't do it. I swear, guys, I was like that all-natural hippy-dippy mom. I wanted a natural birth. I wanted to breastfeed. I wanted the disposable diapers. I wanted it all, guys. I wanted it all. The next thing wasn't necessarily my choice, but I will explain. I always told myself that I would never, ever, ever let my baby get diaper rash, and I feel like this is obviously every parent's intention. Nobody's like,
I'm gonna go get my baby diaper rash and not change the diaper.
But I was very uneducated about it before motherhood. I always thought diaper rash was just associated with not changing your baby's diaper, which it obviously is, but there are other causes. Whenever Grayson was a newborn, we were changing his diaper like all the time because I was a new mom, so I felt just a little bit of pee. I was like, whoop, nope, and then switched it right out. I swear we went through maybe about like 40 diapers a day. He pooped a lot, and he still got diaper rash, and I will explain why. It was because my ass did not listen and I didn't get water wipes. I used Huggy wipes, was way too strong for his little sensitive butt, so that is why he got it, and I stand corrected. You don't have to be a bad parent to get diaper rash. The last thing I was super headstrong about, I always told myself that I would never take a break for my child, and I will explain this a little bit. So obviously, being a teen parent, I feel like majority of people think that you are not going to raise the baby, that it is all on your parents. I swear I got that all the time whenever I was pregnant and people could tell that I was a teenager. They'd be like,
wow, like, how's your mom react? Like, how is she gonna pay for this?
And I just remember thinking, like, just because I got pregnant does not mean that my mom is raising my child. So something I was super huge about was not asking for help from her. Right whenever I had him, I tried doing it all with Patrick. It got so bad to the point where I wouldn't even let her hold him because I considered that helping me. And I realized that it really does take a village to raise a child. Now, I'm not talking about like financial help or anything like that, but now I will let my mom take Grayson so that way I could have a day or even a couple hours just to myself. And I want to make that super clear to other teen moms. It is okay to ask for help. I'm not talking about having your parent raise them, but it's fine to take a break, guys. Like, everybody has to do it. Again, it takes a village to raise a child. So I am now more okay with accepting help from other people. I know there's a lot of other things, but I honestly could not think of it. I agreed with literally everything Alex had to say in her blog, so again, go check that out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great one, guys. Bye.